everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. We are going to code JavaScript, exploration of JavaScript Markdown to HTML code. So I'm going to download JavaScript Markdown to HTML and look at the code and see how they do it. So there are quite a few things to do. So this video is gonna be about 1 hour or less because I gotta go. So if you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed. If you are here, say hi, okay? So let's do talk show. So I talk and show, okay? So today's talk show page here, and let me tell you why am I doing this? Like, what's the purpose? Okay. Now, to explain the purpose is gonna take like 20 minutes, but we're just gonna flow with it, okay? So Emacs, so about a month ago, we did a HTML Markdown to HTML. Markdown to HTML written in Emacs Lisp. We wrote it live. So let me demo. Let me demo a code. Should I demo it? Yeah, we can. So okay, so let me demo the code. Okay, Markdown tutorial. If you don't know what Markdown is, this here is a tutorial, and let's say copy this code. Okay, so open it. So close that. Wait, open it, copy it, close it, and this is today's talk show. Go to the section page, delete that section, paste the link, linkify, make it a list, delete the to-do. So we got the link to the Markdown tutorial. So click on that, copy the code. Okay, so let's just open a new buffer. Okay, so here is a Markdown. So Markdown is an easy way to mark up text. So one number sign means heading, 2 number sign is second level heading or section, 3 number sign is third level section, and then you got inline code. So Markdown, everyone is familiar with it if you are a coder. So this video is for coders, programmers. Okay, so here's Markdown, and I want to turn it into HTML. So I can select all and call Xah Markdown to HTML, tab S. Okay, so cancel, tab S. So you can see this become H1 heading, H2 heading, okay, this is wrong, this is incorrect. Heading, then you got code. So let's save this. Okay, save this XX today's date and .html. Okay, so save it. We can view it in browser, so you can see level and all that. So you also got code block, for example. So you can see this code, this pre-tag means code. So this is turning Markdown to HTML, and this code is written in Emacs Lisp. In fact, we did this live about a month ago. Search my YouTube, you'll find it. Search for Markdown. Okay, so let's look at the source code, tab S. So here's the documentation. This command, replace Markdown text to HTML in current block or selection. And but anyway, this code, and by the way, if you want to get a code, just go to this URL, open it, show in browser. So you can actually grab the code if you are a Emacs user. Emacs is the best editor, okay, like VS Code or Vim or NeoVim. So you can grab the code. So let's copy that. So yeah, copy that URL and close that, and let's go to today's talk show there. Paste the link, okay, linkify, then go then show in browser. You can see Emacs Lisp code, and go back to our Markdown. So show in browser. So that's Markdown to HTML written in Emacs Lisp, and we haven't shown the code yet. So let's look at the source code. So here is the source code. Okay, so not too long, about 50 lines. Okay, so here, stop here. Okay, so but this is not complete, and to make it robust for industrial use, this won't work. There are several issues. The issues are, let me explain. So you can see the code, by the way. If you want to see the code, just go to the URL I showed before. Okay, the URL is also listed here. Open that, show in browser. So the code is only like 100 lines, mostly just find replace. Okay, am I doing good? Say hi. Okay, so is nobody here? Fuck YouTube. 3 people. Okay, say hi. Because I talked about this yesterday. In order to be popular, you need to conform to certain ways and do tactics like clickbait and memes and very nasty. If you are real, authentic, talking about things like nobody knows about your video. Okay, so Markdown to HTML. Now this code is incomplete, so let me close that. So wait, reopen, show the pink window. The pink window shows all my command calls and the keystrokes on the left. As you can see, let's, for example, I move the cursor or I delete that, undo. So you can see all the command names are there. I'm using Xah keys, okay, the most efficient key binding for Emacs. So Markdown to HTML, yeah, open that. Yeah, that's the code. Close that. Close the source code. And here's a sample code. Copy, close, and make a link there. Okay, we got all the links. Now, this code is incomplete because there are several complexities, which is not trivial to do. So the code we wrote is just like simple, but what are the problems? Okay, the problems or complexities. Complexity. Okay, the problems are, let me tell you. Okay, so the problems are, if you have nested list, now that is hard to do. You have to pass nested list, okay? Or if you have nested list, if you have table, markdown table, table, okay, that's also difficult. Well, not exactly too difficult, but not trivial, okay? So and another thing, if you have if you have code, and in that code it shows it uses the backtick. Okay, so this character is called grave accent. The Unicode, the full Unicode name for this character is called grave accent. Okay, but colloquially we call this character backtick. The idiotic programmers, we just call this backtick. So if you have a like triple quote in Markdown, that means a code, code here. For example, JavaScript console log print, let's say print something. So code here. So let me show you. Okay, so JavaScript. So this is JavaScript. This is code. This is JavaScript, and let's say constant CNST. Oh God, I don't remember. Without completion, I don't know how to code anymore. So let's just create a JavaScript. Okay. So console log, and also constant x equals to 3. And let's say I want to say I have 3 cats. Okay, so you can run this code. You can see I have 3 cats. This is valid JavaScript code. Now copy it, put it back. Okay, so now if you have the Markdown, like that. Okay. Showing browser. Okay, will it show correctly? No, because anyway. So if you have this text block in Markdown, that means code, and the first line means what language it is. Okay, then if the code also contain the backquote, you got a problem, because you cannot just turn these triple backticks into pre-tag. You also, because in Markdown, this backtick, one single backtick means verbatim. So if you convert, so for example, if I do this with my command, it's gonna get it wrong. Okay, so if I tab S, you see, I turn this into Markdown. So you see, it got the triple quote wrong, and also here it got fucked up basically. So it took, so that's complexity. So, and the way to say it, if you have code and in that code it uses grave accent. Okay, so these are the major problems. So here is an example. Let's put it to pre. Okay, so now delete that. Syntax color, everything showing browser. So the problem or complexity of a command that convert Markdown to HTML are these. Okay, these are so far the major issues I found. So you can code them, but it's not 10 minutes job. It's gonna be, for me to write a robust Markdown, it'll take me 20 hours, few days. Okay, so, and we have a demonstration of the problem here. Okay, so that's a problem. So my Emacs Lisp code is not a robust Markdown to HTML. So I need to, so I can just spend the next 20 hours to code it, or I can look at other people has written Markdown to HTML in different languages, because this is very frequently used. So it's heavily used in industry. So it's available in JavaScript in every language: JavaScript, Golang, TypeScript, Ruby, Python, and of course C++ and C and F# in every language. And I assume there's one in Emacs Lisp as well, so I can actually go get a package. But last time I tried one, that sucks very badly. So it may not exist a robust Markdown to HTML code in Emacs Lisp. So my problem is, so either I spend the next 30 hours to write one, or I can use my Emacs command to call an external command, to do the job. Then it will show the result in the buffer, So that's the thing I need to do, I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you. So this is my workflow. So I'm just going to show you how I get it. Wait, hold on a second, my alarm clock. So this is my iPad. Every 30 minutes, it beeps, tells me to get up and walk. Okay, now I have 30 minutes more. I can finish this today. But then again, this is my just Xah talk show. Okay, I show you guys what I'm doing, what are the issues. This is like a real life coding. Okay, like if you are at a job, you run into this problem as well, but not exactly Markdown, because Markdown it's already written in every language. So the question about Swarboard, I'm very sorry, and I feel sorry for the guy. This is fantastic. Okay, can you guys see it? This is the Swarboard. The question is asking about. It's the most advanced. Hold on a second. The most advanced keyboard. Okay, it's So I did a review, like preliminary review, but I actually I never spent time with it. So that I failed, I failed my promise. It's been 2 years, but it's not abandoned. So it is still my intention to actually use this every day. Okay, it is still my intention, but I'm just like the way I am. So there's no schedule. So, but I would recommend it. To you guys to have a look. Okay, Swarboard. So I just haven't got to it yet. Okay, so that's that. So the guy, the guy is a great guy. So check out Swarboard website. Okay, SVALBOARD. SVALBOARD. Check their website. They have news, and they also have a Discord forum. I should talk to the guy because so this is fairly expensive, because if you have ergonomic, you have hand pen, which I do. So this is especially for those people, and it's very good. It's supremely, by the way. So I showed this before. This is magnetic key switches. Magnetic, meaning that once you dislodge the magnet, it has no resistance. So it's the best switch possible, and so it is. I will still be using it. So that's about Swarboard, and let's code for 30 hours then. Okay, so Light Lock Dog says I should code Emacs Lisp for 30 hours. Yeah. Okay, so that is possible. I still might plan to do it because it is fun. I just love coding, and also coding Emacs Lisp among others. Also other languages such as Wolfram language and so on. So wait. Describe key. So you see I'm operating in Emacs, the fantastic Emacs. So you can jump to the source code because I'll Markdown to HTML. So one option is to just finish this code, write my own. Like everything I have is all my packages. You see, I basically use 0 other people's packages because I've been coding Emacs Lisp by now for 20 years, starting from 2016. Yeah, 2016, 2020. It's for 10 years. Okay, so that's one option, which I might do. Okay, but meanwhile, there are something, so I also want to write a wrapper that just call either JavaScript or Python. So like right now, my job is just do some exploration, look at the JavaScript code from demo, possibly. So there are quite options. I already asked AI about it. So one option is the commonmark.js. Commonmark is a variation of Markdown. Is supposed to be standard. There's a big drama. I talked about it a month ago. But anyway, so one of the robust code from JavaScript is commonmark.js. Okay. The other option is you use the one in Python or look at Python, Ruby, Golang. They all have a version. Okay. And also another thing I'm learning is F#. So I want to look at basically I just want to look at all the code. I want to look at them, how they do it. Okay. So this is not typical from typical programmers. Typical programmers, you just get the things done, whatever go through the easiest way. Just download this, install it, and be done. And write a Emacs wrapper. So instead of coding, the tedious issue yourself, you simply call the shell command, call this command and get the output. Then you are done. You have, the command to do that in Emacs. So that's another option. So that's easy. So I want to look at all these programming languages, their implementation of Markdown, and write a wrapper and or complete my own code of Emacs Lisp, okay? But now, and of course, there's a reverse problem, turning HTML back to Markdown, which is also necessary. I need to do it. I also have a command already, but again, it's not like fully complete. Okay, so for example, I want to turn this. Let's just say this link. Okay, you see, showing browser. You see, you got several links. So let's turn this link to Markdown. So what I can do is the key is tab DT. Yep, that's it. So it's using right now it's using my special kind of using a bullet, Unicode bullet, instead of the Markdown hyphen or asterisk. But anyway, this is the format of the link of Markdown. Okay, so undo. So Markdown to HTML and HTML to Markdown, and look at all the programming languages implementation. The one I would be interested is JavaScript, Python, Golang, and F#. Okay, and maybe Wolfram language too. Then, okay, so then there's another thing. Let me just explain. So we're not gonna download it. But let me just explain. But because I gotta go. So the other thing is, you see, when you code in Emacs Lisp, let's look at the Markdown to HTML command again. Source code. You see, when you code Emacs Lisp, which I have over 200 videos about coding text processing in Emacs Lisp. Okay, so let me show you where they are. So Xah Emacs. Okay, just search for my name, Xah Emacs, and go to Emacs tutorial. Today AI Brave Search. I recommend Brave browser, and Brave Search AI. They got an AI. Use Brave browser, and use Brave search engine, and the engine also features automatic AI answer. Xah is a long-time Emacs user and developer who has been using Emacs daily since 1998. That's true. Okay, so anyway, so go to Emacs, my Emacs tutorial. You go to then video tutorial. So this is like a short collection of my best videos about Emacs, how to use Emacs, Xah flag keys demo, Vim EvoMod versus Xah flag keys. Did Richard Stallman create Emacs? That's controversy, and so on. And then Emacs workflow efficiency, Emacs Lisp from the ground up, introduction tutorial, Emacs Lisp writing a major mod. We did several from the ground up, writing a major mod, and Emacs Lisp coding. So I have over 200 videos. So when you code Emacs Lisp doing text processing, Emacs Lisp is very different from all the other languages, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, Golang, C++, or Rust, whatever. Because in Emacs Lisp, you have this buffer data type, which is what you are looking at. This is a buffer. You can create a new buffer. And in a buffer, it's a special data type. So what is a buffer data type? It is basically, you can think of it as a glorified string data type. So it's like a string in Python or JavaScript. But however, within the string, you can have the current position, like the index. You can delete, you can delete some text, or you can insert some text, and actually you can also do undo programmatically. You can move the cursor, the current index, to any position. You can save the position. You can go back to the position. You can do regular expression search on the buffer, which is a string. So Emacs Lisp coding, when you are doing text processing, involves the fundamental core data structure called buffer, which is just a representation of text. Okay, it can be very long, can be actually even 1 gigabyte, but that's not practical. So in other languages, like let's say Python, JavaScript, what do you want to do text processing? Well, your text becomes a long string. Then what can you do? Not much. You can't just replace part of the string, and because usually in Python and in JavaScript, both of them, string data type are immutable. That means every time you make a change, like you insert a character or delete a line or whatever, it has to recreate the entire string. So it's very extremely inefficient. So typically you don't, if you want to do text processing in Python or JavaScript, you don't do it like Emacs. You don't just like go to this line number, delete this part and whatever, insert that new text in some. You don't do that. Okay, you need to. One way is you turn a string into an array. So each character may be a array element. So then you modify the array. In Python and JavaScript, those are called their array. In Python, it's called list. In JavaScript, it's called array. But what they actually are, they are dynamic array. So as far as data type goes, Python has one called list. JavaScript has one called array. But as far as computer science data structure point of view, both of them are actually called dynamic array. That means an array that cannot grow, cannot shrink, but actually hidden array that has, that allows you to grow or shrink or insert anything. So that's called dynamic array. So anyway, so back to, the issue is that, in Emacs Lisp, you can create a buffer, okay? Now, buffer is implemented as there are several ways to implement it. One is called rope. Another one is a gap buffer. Now, I don't know too much about them, okay? But anyway, so the issue is that I want to look at, if you are going to do heavy text processing, maybe make a report, generate a report of thousands of text files, or do like transformation of text, like find replace on millions of files. What do you do? How do you do that in the most efficient, practical way in Python and JavaScript? Okay, so that is my question actually. Now I kind of know, you for example in Golang you turn it into a slice of run, which run basically means character, So anyway, but what I want to do, that's why I'm interested in looking at the different programming language implementation of the Markdown to HTML. Because this is a great best example of text processing, this task. Turning Markdown to HTML is in a category called text processing. This is the best example. So I want to look at them, how they do it. Do they turn, if you have a long text, do they turn them into like an array of characters, or what do they do? Like once you finished doing the transformation, you turn it back into one huge string, something like that. Maybe, or maybe you don't. You directly save the array to a file. Maybe. So there are many issues. That's why I want to look into the implementation of JavaScript, Python, and Golang. That's the three primary one. And also because these languages are different, so actually they may choose different implementation to do the thing. Okay, so that's the explanation, kind of what I'm doing. So today I just explained what I want to do, but we didn't actually begin. So, but I gotta go in 20 minutes. So for example, let's look at the commonmark.js. Okay, let's begin to do it. So it's on GitHub. So you go to that GitHub. So copy the URL, close that. Okay, let's paste the URL here. Okay, linkify, make a list. Wait, oh God, this link is wrong. So whenever text ends in .js, if I link it, it became a script, but that's not what I want. So what I want is Xah HTML link URL to link. Okay, now that's better. You see, wait, I want a dated link. So Xah HTML link URL to dated link. There, tab WE. So do it. That's better. So you got no referrer, complexity of HTML, target blank, open a new window. That means, and date accessed. That's what I want. Whenever you want to link to somewhere, you need a date, because otherwise, after 10 years, you forgot, like, when did you link it? When did it go dead? You have no idea what it is. So it's always better if you link to some other site, you got the date when you write a blog. Okay, so anyway, so here, for example, so here is a link, and now I can open, let's go to directory, let's say current directory. Okay, so start shell git clone this thing. Let's get the whole thing, and we start to look at the code. Okay, so go to the directory, so search for common there. Okay, so open it. You got a bunch of complicated npm, the zoomer idiot thing, npm, which is the zoomers thing, the zoomer generation, which are idiots. Okay, so I'm not very familiar with the npm structure and stuff, so it's very, like from my experience, it's very annoying to look at them. You see, what I want is simply one single JavaScript file, but usually that's not the case, because you can see the bin actually calls some other, call a bunch of things. It's not doing the actual work. Then you have to trace the code exactly, or whether do you need to build it, like with, instead of just a working file, you have to like build, like make, create a working file. So do you guys know? So normally I would have just to spend time to look at, library blocks. So this, you see, this turning Markdown to HTML looks like a simple task. Really, ideally, just find it, essentially it's find replace. But then you look at the actual real world code, it's not just find and replace. There are many approaches. They may be using a real parser. Then that also means you have to define the grammar of the Markdown. So you don't, but not necessarily, depending on how they do it. So that's why it's very interesting to look at the code. So what is this? blocks.js. Okay, so they are using import, the Emacs Lisp 2015 features. of static import. So that's, so that's what I'm doing. I need to start to look at the code. So what is this re-html block open? So, okay, wait. So this is basically, this is kind of parsing HTML. Why do they need to parse HTML? Because this is Markdown to HTML. So I don't know. So there's a lot to look into, and look at this complicated regular expression. The JavaScript. 30 years of JavaScript baggage gives you this, so this is industrial real life code, not toy. You see, so re is regular expression, bullet list marker. Okay, so another annoying thing about Markdown is that you have like many variations. Like if you have a list, each line can start with an asterisk or plus sign or minus sign. It's up to you. So you got that. Then ordered list. Okay, so you got these regular expressions. Then let's color that. Okay, so let's look at maybe how they do list. Okay, oh my god, this is how many lines? 1,000 lines. Okay, so bullet, let's search that. Okay, if match rest dot match bullet, so the current line suppose match the beginning of the bullet mark, then data dot type equals to bullet sets the type, then data dot bullet character, so get the character. Okay, so there is a function parse list marker. Okay, so you can see. So apparently, so now we can tell they are not using a full parser. They are not defining a grammar. This is like, so their approach is just text processing. Effectively find and replace. Same thing I was doing in Emacs Lisp. So let's see other occurrence of this. Okay, just actually one occurrence. Okay, so this is parse the list marker and return data on the marker. So what does it return? So function, another thing annoying is that they are using, this is JavaScript before 2015. I have no idea why why didn't they use the modern JavaScript. This var is basically obsolete. This is before JavaScript 2015 code. So why do they use that? I don't know. But wait. So wait. The import is from ECMAScript 2015. Yet they are using var. So this is kind of idiotic, okay? Because in 2015, you don't use var. var is considered obsolete because it's got lots of problems. That's another story, okay? So you guys can look at my JavaScript in depth. Search for it, you'll find it. About 400 pages in depth. It's the best JavaScript tutorial you will find in the world in English. Okay, better than Mozilla's, whatever, or printed books you can buy. If you trust me, Xah Ep is my name, then that's my word. This JavaScript in depth I spent like 3-4 years writing it, reading all the specs, tedious. It's better than whatever JavaScript. It's the best JavaScript in depth tutorial in the English language in the world. Okay, That is my claim. So you guys can check it out. So about the var we are talking about, you can see here, var, basically obsolete. So, but they are still using it. And these people are the leaders, this, NPM, this, you don't know why are they, what the fuck they doing? var, import from 2015, but then var, So okay, so you got this block.js. So do they have a comment on what this file do? No. Okay. Now go to the now you got common.js. So what does the common.js do? Okay, so you also need to import mdurl. Let's look at what. Oh, then you need to import entities. Oh God, this is fairly involved because, how do I know? Because the entities, there are thousands of entities. You go to HTML and you go to char set encoding, self closing tags, class attribute. Then you go to entities. Okay, entities is basically these escape mechanisms in HTML to allow you to have non-ASCII characters such as bullet or math symbols, okay, or escaping this, greater than sign or ampersand. And then, but from about 10 years ago, they added, so before there's just a few hundred, but then today is like thousands of them. Each one has this special name, entities, and also idiotic jargon. They call it entities. It just basically it's a way to allow you to have Unicode, non-English characters, but without actually using those characters, So if you want to do this fully, you need to have basically a table of these few thousand characters, okay? Math symbols, esoteric, like these esoteric math symbols. Chances are you'll never seen it used once in your life. Okay, but if you are a mathematician, you might see it one time in your life, like one time. But if you are not a mathematician, you'll never see this in your life, in your entire life. The coder idiots, the coding idiots, they, who added all these symbols? The what the fuck group from Apple and Google, like WT something, the new HTML5 standard organization, the what the fuck group, that's what I call them. They created this. Before 10 years ago, it's only like 100 of them frequently used ones, like some of these, okay? But then they added like why the fucking idiots you add them? Because by now you just use Unicode, but they have to, or you use the Unicode code point, so you don't need these named entities, but they do it anyway. They, for some reason, so I don't think it should be done. So here's another segue, a digression. This is another proof, in my opinion, an indication of the utter kind of corruption, inefficiency, the idiocy of the standard organizations. Okay, like this is 2025. We got AI, you got Unicode, universal, but they, for some, they decided, we need these special names for reasons I do not know. I do not think you need it. Okay, so the point is, people might say, oh yeah, well, because you don't know. Because if you are actually, participating in the standard body, then you realize actually in so many protocols, you actually need it. you actually do need these special name characters. Okay, some people may say that. Okay, maybe you guys will say that. No, my claim is that they are just idiotic. It is unnecessary. I will challenge them. Okay, like the reason they have this is just idiocy. It's a corruption of the standard organizations. Okay, this is just one of the example. There are so many. That's why when you code, there's like so many complexities. Anyway, so here's HTML entities. So you see thousands of them. And now you go back to the code. So you can see here, apparently this line indicates they are actually implementing these entities. So can we find, so they are importing from entities. So can we actually find the library called entities? No, Jesus. Let's see, package.json. Are they gonna tell me this to make this work? It's gonna load 1,000 libraries from npm. These Zoomer fucking idiots. Fuck the Zoomers. Are they telling me now that in order to have this Markdown to HTML to work, you need 1,000 libraries? True. The fucking fuck faces. You see, entities here, entities, where ENTI, wait, I just saw there. Dependencies, entities, version 7. MDURL, I don't know what the fuck is MDURL. And mini mist, like what the fuck are they? So in order to actually, apparently, you have to build this. Now, I'm not familiar, if you guys code JavaScript, you can tell me like how to build it. I have to like look up documentation, but apparently you have to build this library, and there's dependencies, and then there is, let's see, script, this npm package. Fuck. npm is one of the most nasty thing. Okay, let me tell you guys the story. That's why the creator of Node.js, Ryan Dahl, his name is Ryan Dahl, the creator of Node.js about 15 years ago, that made JavaScript hugely popular. The creator of Ryan Dahl created Node.js. Then after 2 years, he kind of let other people run it. Then the other people, what's his name? The leader, his name, I forgot what's his name, he created npm, which is a nasty crap. So Ryan Dahl saw it, he regret it, because that's really nasty. He doesn't, but there's nothing he can do. He already left the project. So after 10 years, he created Deno, okay, which is what I use, and I highly recommend Deno, D-E-N-O, okay. So you use Deno. So Deno don't have this npm like you download one package and it downloads 10 others, and each one download 10 others. There's no way to stop them. So every time you download some npm, it'll download 1,000 packages coming to sit in your computer. Fuck these Zoomer idiots. And the Zoomer generation, they don't know a thing. This is normal. What are you talking about? This is normal. This is how you code. You don't know how to code. npm, this Zoomer idiots. Okay, dependencies and engine directories, and then dev dependencies. Okay, so if you're gonna dev this, then you need this fuck. Oh God, lodash, like lodash, the fucking, you don't know how to code, you fuckheads. You need lodash. Oh God. Yeah. So that's the situation. So very sad. That's the story of JavaScript. Now, if we look at other programming language like Golang's Markdown to HTML, it would be much better. Okay, you would get one single file. Okay, and also Python probably, but JavaScript is a different story. Okay, I gotta go. So that's it for today. Thank you for guys for watching. We shut down in 2 minutes. I'm just gonna read some comments and see. Thanks for the update. We don't see your screen, by the way. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's so bad. Did I talk for half an hour? Fuck. Kind of fucking wasted because I was talking about code. This is important to see the code. Kind of wasted 30 minutes, but I gotta go. Flamio says, hi Xah, I just built a Podman container to help me transcribe faster. What is Podman container? Okay, back. I feel frustrated because of I forgot to turn the screen back on. Fucking shit. So anyway, let me go back a little bit. Okay, so you can see the code. Let me show you the screen just a bit. So you can see the code. They are using import from 2015, but they are using var. That's before 2015. And then I was showing you guys entities. Okay, on this page, I'll link to my talk show. So you can see entities. Okay, entities, like there's thousands of math symbols. Okay, you see, they created that. Oh, shit. Okay, shut down. So copy that, go back here, close that, common mark. So we did a git clone. Here's the code. We did git clone of that common mark. And let's go back. So close that, go back, and paste the link here about entities. Fucking shit. Forgot to turn my screen back. Bye guys, I gotta go.